Have you ever asked yourself why life feels so different for you compared to everyone else? Why no matter how much you try, you just don't fit in? Not with friends, not with family, not even in places where you thought you belonged. Let me tell you something, that's not by accident. That's not weakness. That's your power. Because the truth is, not everyone is made the same. Some people were created to blend in, but others, like you, were created to stand out. To carry an energy, a purpose, and a destiny that no one else on this planet can ever match. And today I'm going to show you the 7 undeniable signs that you are different, set apart, and why you are the only one who truly matches. From the time you were young, you probably noticed that you could never fully blend in, no matter how hard you tried. Maybe in school you felt like you didn't fit into certain groups. Maybe even in your family you felt a little different, like your thoughts, your perspective, and your energy just didn't align with everyone else's. That's not a weakness, that's one of your greatest signs of power. When you walk into a room, people notice you. Even if you don't speak a single word, your presence alone shifts the atmosphere. Some people are drawn to it, and they can't explain why they feel comfortable around you. Others may feel uneasy, and they might even distance themselves from you, because your light exposes what they try to keep hidden. You see, people who are truly set apart can't go unnoticed. Your aura, your energy, your spirit, it radiates something different. And while you may have wished at times that you could just be normal, the truth is, you were never designed to blend in. You were created to stand out, to be a mirror, to show others what authenticity really looks like. The fact that you stand out without trying means your power is real. It's not about what you wear, how loud you speak, or how much attention you seek. It's who you are at the core. People can sense it, that unexplainable pull, that rare frequency. It's why no one else can match you. One of the clearest signs that you carry something unique is the way you've always felt different, even when you're surrounded by people you know and love. You can be in a room full of family or friends, but deep down, there's this unshakable sense that you don't fully belong. It's not that you don't care for them, you do. It's just that your spirit operates on a different frequency. While others may be content with surface-level conversations, you crave depth. When people are caught up in gossip, drama, or material things, you find yourself questioning the meaning behind it all. You're not wired for small talk. Your soul is wired for truth, wisdom, and purpose. And sometimes that makes you feel isolated, even misunderstood. But here's the truth. That sense of separation isn't rejection. It's redirection. Life has been quietly guiding you to realize that you're not meant to walk the same path as everyone else. You were created with a unique assignment, and that requires a different kind of journey. So instead of asking yourself, why don't I fit in? Start asking, why was I set apart? Because the answer is simple. You're different because you're meant to lead, not follow. You're meant to inspire, not blend in. And that's exactly why no one else can match you. Another undeniable sign is the weight of your intuition. You've probably noticed that you can sense things others can't. You walk into a room, and immediately you can pick up on the energy. You can tell when someone is being genuine and when someone is hiding something. People might try to deceive you, but deep down, you already know the truth before it comes out. This inner knowing isn't something you learned, it's something you were born with. It's like a spiritual compass that always points you in the right direction, even when logic doesn't make sense. At times it can feel like a burden, because you see things others refuse to acknowledge. You can sense the pain behind someone's smile, the lies behind someone's words, or the darkness hiding in plain sight. But this gift is also your greatest protection. It keeps you from falling into traps. It warns you when someone doesn't have good intentions, and it guides you toward opportunities that align with your purpose. Others may doubt you, but time and time again, your intuition proves to be right. The reason you carry this heavy inner knowing is because you're designed to walk a different path, one that requires clarity, vision, and spiritual sensitivity, and that's why your perspective can never be replaced. Your knowing is your power, and no one else can match it. Have you noticed how people rarely feel neutral about you? They either deeply admire you, or they feel uncomfortable in your presence. This isn't about what you say or do, it's about the energy you carry. When your spirit is powerful, it polarizes people. Some are drawn to you like a magnet. They feel safe around you, inspired by you, and uplifted just by being in your presence. These are the people who sense your authenticity, your light, and your strength. But on the flip side, there are others who can't stand being around you. They may criticize you, distance themselves, or even treat you coldly, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your energy shines a light on what they're trying to hide. When you carry truth, it exposes falsehood. When you radiate light, it reveals darkness. Not everyone is ready to face that. That's why your presence alone can make some people uncomfortable. It's not about you, it's about them. This love or hate dynamic is one of the strongest indicators that you are set apart. You're not meant to please everyone or be accepted by everyone. You're meant to trigger growth, to inspire transformation, and sometimes to make people face parts of themselves they've been running from. That's why no one else can match your energy. It's rare, it's real, and it's powerful. Have you ever noticed how being around some people leaves you feeling completely exhausted, almost like your energy has been sucked out of you? You could start the day feeling motivated and full of life, but after spending just a little time with certain people, you walk away heavy, tired, and even questioning yourself. This is not your imagination. It's one of the strongest signs that your energy is rare, and not everyone is built to handle it. Your spirit operates on a higher frequency. You carry light, positivity, and a sense of truth that most people don't understand. But here's the reality: not everyone around you is aligned with that. Some people live in negativity, some thrive on gossip, drama, or complaining. Others carry hidden jealousy or resentment that they don't even admit to themselves. And when your energy, your pure, vibrant energy, comes into contact with theirs, it creates a clash. That clash is why you walk away drained. Energy is contagious. Think about it. When you're around someone who is joyful and uplifting, you naturally feel lighter. But when you're around someone toxic, angry, or bitter, it pulls you down, even if they never say a word. As someone with a rare spirit, you are far more sensitive to these shifts. You don't just hear people's words, you feel their vibrations, and those vibrations affect you deeply. Here's what you need to understand. Feeling drained around certain people isn't a weakness. It doesn't mean you're too sensitive. It's actually proof of your power. Because your light is so strong, others unconsciously feed off it. Think of it like being a glowing battery in a room full of devices that need charging. People sense your energy, and without even realizing it, they draw from you. Some do it intentionally. They come to you only when they need advice, comfort, or encouragement, yet disappear when you need support. Others do it subconsciously, simply because being near you makes them feel better. But either way, the result is the same. You leave feeling drained. This is why protecting your energy is not selfish, it's survival. You can't pour into others if your own cup is empty. And if you keep giving without boundaries, you'll eventually burn out. That's why one of your greatest lessons is learning how to guard your spirit. This means setting limits with people who always take but never give. It means being mindful of where you spend your time and who you allow into your space. It means recognizing that not everyone deserves access to you. At first, this may feel uncomfortable. You may worry about disappointing people, or you may feel guilty for pulling back. But understand this: your energy is sacred. Not everyone should have the privilege of sharing it, and the ones who truly value you will respect your boundaries, not push against them. Another reason you feel drained is because your presence is healing. Your light naturally exposes and pulls out the hidden wounds in others. Some people will resist this process, and that resistance takes energy from you. But for others, just being around you gives them hope, strength, and clarity. That's why people always seem to open up to you, share their struggles, or seek your advice. They sense that you carry something different, something real. But here's the truth. You can't save everyone. You can guide, inspire, and uplift. But at the end of the day, people must choose their own healing. Your role is not to fix them, but to shine so brightly that they are inspired to fix themselves. And you can only do that effectively if you protect your energy and keep yourself strong. So if you often feel drained around certain people, don't see it as a curse. See it as confirmation. It proves that your energy is powerful enough to shift atmospheres. It shows that your spirit carries something others desperately need. And it reminds you that you are not like everyone else, because if you were, people wouldn't react so strongly to your presence. Protect your energy, set your boundaries, and remember, the reason you feel drained is because you are rare. You carry light in a world that desperately needs it, and no one else can match that. If there's one thing that separates you from the crowd, it's the weight of the battles you've had to fight. Your life hasn't been a smooth, easy road. In fact, you've probably gone through things that most people wouldn't even believe if you told them. Loss, betrayal, rejection, financial struggles, heartbreak, loneliness, the list goes on. And sometimes you've wondered, why me? Why does everything feel so much harder for me than for everyone else? But here's the truth. Those hardships weren't placed in your life to destroy you. They were placed there to shape you. They were designed to refine your character, sharpen your spirit, and prepare you for the kind of purpose that ordinary people could never carry. Think about it. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified in fire. Strong warriors are forged in battle. In the same way, your trials have been the training ground for your destiny. Every tear you cried, every setback you faced, every night you felt like giving up, it wasn't wasted. It was building you into someone unshakable. Most people don't realize this. The greater the calling on someone's life, the greater the trials they must endure. Why? Because your strength can only be proven through struggle. If everything in your life had been easy, you wouldn't have developed the resilience, wisdom, and depth you carry today. You wouldn't have learned how to rise after falling, how to create light in the middle of darkness, or how to keep going when everything in you wanted to quit. That's why your story is different. Other people might crumble under the same weight you've carried, but you've survived it. Even in your lowest moments, even when you felt like you had nothing left, somehow, some way, you kept moving forward. That persistence is not ordinary. That's a sign that you were built for something greater. Your hardships have also given you empathy. Because you've known pain, you understand other people's pain. Because you've been broken, you know how to recognize the brokenness in others. And because you've been in the dark, you know how powerful the light truly is. That's why people are drawn to you. They sense that you get it. You're not someone who just speaks about strength. You've lived it. You've walked through the fire and come out stronger. And here's something powerful. Every trial you've faced has been building a story that only you can tell. One day, the very things you thought would break you will become the testimony that inspires others to rise. People will look at you and think, if they made it through that, then maybe I can make it too. And that's when you'll realize, all along, your pain had a purpose. But let's be honest, the journey hasn't been easy. There were moments where you felt abandoned, times when you thought no one saw your struggle, no one understood, and no one cared. You may have even cried out, asking for answers, wondering why you had to suffer so much more than those around you. But even in those moments of silence, you were being prepared. You weren't alone. Every hardship was adding another layer of strength, another piece of wisdom, another dimension of power to your spirit. And notice this, no matter what you've been through, you're still here. You survived what was meant to destroy you. You overcame things that could have broken your mind. your body and your spirit. But instead of breaking you, those things built you. They gave you courage. They gave you a depth that shallow people can't fake. They gave you a light that can't be dimmed. This is why you're different. This is why no one else can match you. Because your scars tell a story of survival. Your wounds became wisdom. Your trials turned into triumphs. And now when people look at you, they may see strength, confidence, and resilience, but only you know the price you paid to carry that. And here's the most important part. The trials aren't just about your past, they're also preparing you for what's ahead. Every difficulty has been training your spirit for the purpose you're about to step into. You're stronger than you realize, you're wiser than you think, and because of everything you've endured, you're ready for the opportunities and blessings that are waiting for you. So if you've faced betrayal, heartbreak, loneliness, rejection, or loss, don't see those as curses, see them as confirmation. Confirmation that your life is not ordinary. Confirmation that your spirit is rare. Confirmation that you are being prepared for something bigger than yourself. Yes, your hardships were heavy, but they didn't break you. They built you. And that is the clearest proof that no one else can match your strength, your resilience, or your spirit. One of the most undeniable signs that you are different, that you are the only one who matches, is the deep, unshakable sense of purpose you carry inside you. Even when you can't explain it, even when life doesn't make sense, and even when you're surrounded by people who are content, living ordinary lives, there's something inside you that refuses to settle. It's that quiet voice in your spirit that whispers, "You're meant for more." It's that restless feeling you get when you try to follow the crowd, but deep down, you know you're not supposed to walk their path. It's the frustration you feel when you see people wasting their potential, because you know that your life has meaning and every day counts. While others may be satisfied with comfort, you crave growth. While others chase material things, your heart longs for impact. You're not just living to survive, you're living to fulfill something bigger, something eternal, something that matters, and that inner calling never leaves you alone. This sense of purpose is why you've gone through so much. It's why your life has been harder, why your trials have been greater, and why your journey has been different. Because people with ordinary callings live ordinary lives, but people with extraordinary callings must walk extraordinary paths. You've been prepared, stretched, tested, and refined, all because the assignment you carry is unique. No one else can fulfill it but you. Think about it. How many times have you felt like giving up, but something deep inside pushed you to keep going? That wasn't random. That was your purpose calling you forward. That was life refusing to let you settle for less. Because the truth is, the world needs what you carry. Someone needs your words, your story, your light, your gift. And until you step into that, there will always be a part of you that feels restless. You may not know exactly what your purpose is yet, and that's okay. Purpose doesn't always show up with a clear roadmap. Sometimes it reveals itself piece by piece, through the struggles, the lessons, and the opportunities that cross your path. But even if you don't see the full picture, you feel it. You know in your heart that your life is not an accident. You know that your steps are leading somewhere greater. And here's what sets you apart. That inner pull is relentless. No matter how much you try to ignore it, no matter how many times you try to just be normal, it always comes back. Because you can't run from your destiny. You can distract yourself for a while, but eventually your spirit will remind you of who you are and what you're meant to do. This is why you don't match with everyone. This is why you've never fully fit in, because you weren't designed to. You weren't created to walk in someone else's shadow or to follow someone else's script. You were created to write your own story, a story that only you can tell. And that's why protecting your purpose is so important. There will always be distractions, temptations, and voices trying to pull you off course. There will always be people who won't understand your vision, who will question your path, or who will try to limit your potential. But deep down, you know better. You know you were meant to rise higher, to go further, and to do more than what others expect of you. So instead of letting their doubt hold you back, let it fuel you. Instead of being discouraged by how different your journey feels, embrace it. Because difference is your power, and your purpose is the proof that no one else can ever replace you. Here's the most powerful truth. Your purpose isn't just about you. It's about the lives you will touch, the people you will inspire, the souls you will heal, and the legacy you will leave behind. That's why your spirit won't let you settle. That's why your energy is so rare. That's why your trials have been so intense. Because everything you've gone through has been preparing you for this moment, the moment you finally realize that your purpose is not a burden, but a gift. And when you begin to fully walk in it, you will understand why nothing else ever satisfied you. You will understand why you never fit in. You will understand why no one else could match you. Because your life was never meant to be ordinary. You were born with a mission that is one of a kind. So if you've always felt that inner pull, that quiet knowing that you're here for more, trust it. That's your purpose speaking to you. Don't silence it. Don't run from it. Embrace it, because the world is waiting for you to step into the fullness of who you are. And when you do, you'll finally see the truth. Only one matches, and that one is you. So now you know, every struggle, every trial, every moment of feeling different was never a mistake. It was proof. Proof that you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. Proof that your path is rare, your purpose is unique, and your energy is unmatched. Remember this, the world doesn't need a copy of someone else. The world needs you, in your fullness, in your truth, in your power. That's why you've always felt different. That's why only one matches, and that one is you. So protect your light, walk boldly in your purpose, and never forget, you are not ordinary, you are extraordinary, and it's time the world sees it.